A couple hundred years ago, the only thing you had to worry about was a hangover.
You telling me you're an investigator?
More or less.
Today, because of your curse thingy, you can't sleep with anyone.
We're not a team. I'm your boss.
Or else you might feel a moment of true happiness,
You got a real addiction to the brooding part of life.
lose your soul,
Except for the bulk of it, where I was nearly tortured to death.
become evil again,
You're a demon hunter.
Road demon hunt.
and kill everyone.
It's fucking fantastic.
I love that sound.
Thanks, Cornelia. I always appreciate your perspective.
Welcome to Ale with Angel, everyone. I'm Josh.
And I'm Rex.
Today on Ale with Angel, we're going to be reviewing Season 3, Episode 14, Couplet
Yay!
of Angel.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, because, yeah.
Buffy is still on a slight hiatus for reasons.
Yeah, it's close, guys. It's close. So
So
close I
close.
can smell it
So close.
with my butt. I don't know why I said that. What if you had taste but never mind. Not gonna go there. Woo! Well, don't hey, you know what, guys? We're still at 69 reviews. Nice.
We are.
Nice.
We are.
We would like more of them, though.
Yes.
As fun as it is to consistently make jokes about 69ing, you know, everyone's favorite sexual act to immediately get bored of.
Yes.
After they figure out that it's not as fun as it sounds. We would also like to give away a hoodie.
Yes.
Not sure how we're going to do it because we closed our damn store, but we're going to work it out. It's going to be okay. We've got 6 reviews to work it out.
This also means that we know that we have a couple of people who have emailed us that deserve stickers.
Yes.
And we are working on a way to get those sent out. We're just not totally sure the best way to go about it yet.
I think we're going to end up ordering in bulk, and then we'll just mail you them personally, handwritten, with my own spit on the glue that closes the envelope. Hopefully they're not poisonous.
They make peel-off ones now.
Oh, well, I'm going to lick it anyway so that you have my DNA. And you can
We'll get you some lipstick, and then you can just leave a good kiss on it.
You can do whatever you want with that DNA. Literally anything. Just don't plant it at crime scenes, please.
Right.
Anything but that.
That just sounds rude.
It's very rude. I'm not amused by the thought of this.
We do also have some voicemails, but we're not going to get into those today.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
As you may guess, this episode is running late, and we are recording this pretty late at night.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to edit it tomorrow. It's not going to be any more late than the last few episodes have been.
Right.
Well, fuck-a-doodle-doo, Rex.
Yes! We have lots of doodle-doos. And they are Tracy Kidd, Willie Chalker, Liam Neville, Monica Fonseca, T-Sub Spike, Audrey Two French Last Names, Bridget McCloy, Did I See a Thylacine?
I think that used to be Dead Serious.
Yeah, that fits. Allie B, Nathan Lancy, Dulcinea, Rachel Doodle-Doo, DTS, Cubby the Seal, Mr. Tabalicious, Sandra Craig, Jay Sommer, Catherine Parkinson, Karen Moon, Chris V-Man, oh my god. Misa Laika the Turtle, okay?
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, look at it.
Damn it, Pat, I believe you.
Oh, Okie Day. Sorry, Okie Day. Misa Laika the Turtle, Okie Day.
Holy hell.
Fucking, how dare you make me speak like Jar Jar Binks?
You're my favorite person, Pat.
Bad at changing their name heaps. Two-Tone, don't fucking call Bradley Cooper Gnome. Father Defenestrado, Methuen de Doodle-Doo, Kelly MC, Jesse Rain, Alex from the Heart, and Carrie Phillips. Thank you so much. Without you, this show literally is not possible. Man, that list is getting long.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
So long.
I like it.
Wow. Giggity.
And let me tell you, dear Patreon supporters, our beloved executive producers, we have good things coming your way that you've paid for.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy it. I demand it. So There's one thing that I've been forgetting to mention for the last several episodes. I don't even remember what episode number this is from anymore, but if you remember, of course, the episode, I think it was one of the last Wolfram and Hart episodes we did where Lila is down in the filing and records department.
Right. That was like 2-3 episodes ago.
I was more than that. Well, anyway, something somebody pointed out to me that neither of us caught on the episode is... I don't even know her name, but the actress that played the files and records lady is Flo from the Progressive commercials.
No.
Yeah.
I gotta look that up. Really?
Yeah. Because we were all about Jeffrey Dean Morgan. We stomped all over that. We're like, hey, look who it is, everybody. Sam and Dean's dad fucking up the AMC verse over here on Walking Dead and just stopping in for... a watch and his boyfriend on Angel. Fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I gotta find other stuff he did. He's fun.
Oh, her name is Gwen, the character. Files and Records is named Gwen.
Gwen, all right. And her real name?
Her real name is Stephanie Courtney.
Wow, that's 2 first names. Good for her.
Yeah. Courtney is best known for playing the advertising character Flo in television and radio commercials for Progressive.
Look at that. Didn't even recognize her.
Wow, yeah.
Don't know how
like the picture they have on the wiki does not look like her either.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a hairstyle can do.
Right? And I always felt bad for her. I'm like, man, is this all she ever gets to do with her life is these stupid commercials? I guess she did other stuff. Good for her.
That actually makes me think, have you ever seen, who Zooey Deschanel is?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
The thing...
I play with 3D printers. I'm so out of touch.
Right, yeah. Anyway, Zooey Deschanel is an actor, and she is kind of known for having bangs. There have been some pictures online that I've seen recently of her without bangs and looks like a completely different person. And this is a famous person I've seen in movies, like many movies. Mm-hmm. And without bangs, she's completely different.
It happens.
It's weird.
Yeah. I feel like there was an actress going around. Oh, yeah. It was, again, I don't know her real name, but she played on Game of Thrones, the Khaleesi, the Queen of Dragons or whatever. Yeah. She's got a story on a talk show that she was doing about how she could go just because she had to stay so skinny for that role, and she just naturally wears a bit more weight in her everyday life. Right. And it just changes the shape of her face ever so slightly that people just don't fucking recognize her. And I get it because I was watching it. She by no means looked fat or overweight at all. She just did not look like her.
She's also, I think, naturally a brunette.
Daenerys Stormborn. Oh, yeah. Also that. They definitely bleached her hair, I think, too.
Oh, no. I think it was just a wig.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Daenerys. So she would talk to people and get their opinions on the show without them even knowing that they're talking to Daenerys Stormborn.
I would absolutely love that, actually. Yeah. If I were doing a show like that. Mm-hmm. That would be fantastic.
Just like I saw a short video of the guy who plays Dwight on The Office. Again, don't know his real fucking name, but he's sitting on an airplane next to some dude who's watching The Office. And the dude has no idea he's sitting next to Dwight. Because, he was wearing a mask on the plane. Like you should. Right.
Yeah.
Really.
God, yeah.
If you're going to fly. Oh, God, I'm so terrified of flying anymore. Anyway.
We have an episode to review.
I would like to do that.
But first, we have a mom synopsis.
Joshua! What are you doing, Joshua? Hey, listen. I pay for my own damn internet connection down here, so just leave me alone! Oh, Joshua, you're looking a bit, tired? Don't look at me! Oh, please, don't act like I've never seen your tentacles before. Mom! Who are your little friends, Joshua? Are they sleeping? This one over here looks like a skeleton. They are a skeleton. I feed on lonely people who I have to lure in over the internet. You taught me how to do that, don't you remember? I didn't teach you anything, Joshua. I'm gonna go get your friend a sandwich. You can pay me back later. Stop embarrassing me in front of my victims. Well, maybe if you didn't kill them all, you'd have more friends to play with, and I wouldn't have to let you use my basement because you'd have a job and a wife. Yeah, well, maybe if you actually watched the episode of Angel, I wouldn't have to write weird sketches superimposing me into the first role that pops into my head. Oh, stop, Joshua. You know you wouldn't have any material if it weren't for me. Hey, stop poking at my insecurities. You know, like Angel feels about Grusselog this episode of Angel. Episode of who now? Because today on Angel, Cordy has a vision about some spiny muck demon, so Angel and the Grusselog get paired up as a wacky team, but Gru ends up killing it in the daylight where Angel couldn't go. Cordy's having trouble getting close to Gru because she's afraid their intimacy will pass her visions on to him. She recruits Angel to go get her some magic sex potion that prevents that. Meanwhile, Gunn and Fred get kidnapped by a tree root demon, and Angel and Gru go to save them. Angel has to use his resentment for Gru to ironically save Gru's life by making the demon let go of him, giving Gunn a chance to murder it. Both Angel and Wesley have a hard time letting go of their loves, who've both found another. While Angel takes solace in his father-son bond, Wesley makes some disturbing progress translating the prophecy. It says the father will kill the son. Oh no! The end.
Ladies, gentlemen, spiny-headed looking creatures. As soon as the sun goes down, vampire. As soon as the sun goes down, vampire. Competition is a beautiful thing.
Cold open.
We open on Angel's suite, where Angel and Lorne are chatting while overlooking Connor laying in his crib. And they're discussing Grusselog and how Cordy took him home. But yeah, Angel's protesting and, denying things very hard.
Oh, he's riding a boat down the River Nile, definitely.
Yeah.
He's very preoccupied with Grusselog coming
Angel's
back.
feet are wet.
Yes.
He's standing right in the middle of denial.
And Lauren's over there looking at the baby. Angel's like, I remember it being taller. Lauren makes a smart-ass comment like he meant the baby, but he knew that he was talking about the Grusselog.
Yeah.
We had a quote of the day here for me right out of the gate. Lauren's like, oh, absolutely. Clearly the guy shrank. All over, probably. Dick joke. Why, he's nothing but a muscly little person. I'm editing that because was using the other bigoted term that I'm sure we all know.
Yeah.
I'm sure once Cordelia gets him home, she'll just pop him into a smallish drawer, and that'll be that. Which, okay, that's still a little funny. Lauren really pushes the issue.
Well, Lauren points out maybe something happened between her and Angel.
Because he can smell it on him.
Yeah, literally. Perfume. And, Angel says, oh, there was magic. And
I knew it.
Lauren's like, and Angel's like, no, like literal magic.
Again, literally. Yeah.
There was a magic spell. He explains that sort of situation, kinda. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really go into any real details.
Not really.
Yeah.
And Lauren over there, who's very, very lonely and needs drama, is very bored with this. Angel...
Have you noticed that Lauren doesn't interact with any of the other cast members aside from Angel and Connor in this episode?
This entire episode, yeah, I did notice that. But Angel's trying his damnedest to be okay with Cordy hooking up with Grusselog. He's clearly struggling with it, though. And he's like, well, she's got her champion. She deserves one. And Lauren's like, well... What about you? Don't you want to be happy for 5 whole seconds and then murder all of your friends in an uncontrollable soulless frenzy? Like, the whole ass premise of your character, season 2 of Buffy and this entire ass spin-off series? Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Lauren. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It is a little bit annoying that it's like, how is that not... Immediately, Angel's response to all this bullshit from Lauren should be, Lauren, I can't. I will turn evil. Mm-hmm. It would shut Lauren down immediately.
Yeah. Then what would they do with Lauren's character at this point, though? So I'm interested to see how Lauren ends up letting go of this, but he's still pretty butthurt about it, it seems.
But Angel is like, oh, you know what? It's fine. I was alone for most of my 240 plus years. I know how to do that. I'll be fine. And Lauren kind of lets it go for now.
He's like, well, okay. And I'm like, yeah, but that's like the only thing keeping you alive. So deal with it. Deal with it, Lorne.
Yeah.
Anyway, Angel takes, he comes back to the closet and takes one more, somehow actually not creepy whiff of his jacket.
Yeah, because he puts the jacket in the closet, Lorne leaves, and then he closes the door and then immediately opens the door again, pulls the jacket out, and takes a nice big whiff of it.
Yeah, it wasn't that big.
No, I mean...
And it was actually tasteful. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that is Cordy's perfume. Not like, oh,
It was about halfway between those.
if you say so. All right. Cut to Cordy's apartment.
Yes.
Cordy changes into something more comfortable and makes small talk with Grusalog about his deposition. He's all suave, kind of ish, and he's all like, oh, there was never anyone but you, and they kiss, and it seems super nice for a moment.
Yeah.
And he goes into some painful detail about his deposition. I personally don't give a shit. But if you're into
Right.
world building and
He is deposed.
stuff like that. But yeah, the whole thing seems super nice for a moment, and then Cordy steps back, and he's suddenly a gross, black, gooey sludge demon of sorts.
With spikes?
With also spiky and spiny, yes.
Yeah.
And then suddenly he's back to his normal self, and Cordy's like, what the fuck? Just on her face. She doesn't say anything.
Yeah, she doesn't say anything.
Opening sequence. And it's a bit of a red herring. We think it's going
Yeah.
to be all about that. Oh, Grusalog's evil. Oh, no, I can't wait to see that episode. Actually, I would have preferred that episode, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, not necessarily preferred it, but I would also like to see that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could have been a really cool line of story to be like, oh, it's Gru, but it's actually not Gru. It's somebody else. It's some demon pretending to be
Gru. Yeah. Yeah, that it could have gone there.
Which honestly would be really easy to do because Gru is so, let's say,
simple.
Yeah. let's say simple-minded.
A little bit.
Because I don't think he's necessarily stupid. I just think he's not very.
He knows what he wants.
Yeah, and
he doesn't need a whole lot to be happy.
Yeah.
Which is fucking sounds nice to me.
Right? Yeah. Definitely sounds nice.
Yeah. And so we're back at the office of the Hyperion, or somewhere in the Hyperion. I don't fucking
the next
know.
morning at the hotel lobby, Angel and Connor are coming downstairs to find Wesley, the only one who's there. Angel, of course, wonders where Cordy is. She's usually in by now. Wesley guesses that, well, her and Gru were probably up late and, sleeping in.
And doing it.
Yeah, they were probably doing it.
No, it's actually a pretty dry nap,
Yeah.
it sounds like.
Yeah.
But Wesley wants to talk to Angel before everyone else gets there. They pull the same shtick with Angel as they did with Angel and Lorne, but it's reversed. Right. Wes is actually talking about the baby, where he came from and why, and Angel thinks he's talking about Grusalog. Ha ha ha, so funny. But they agree that they should be prepared to ask the hard questions about where the fuck Connor came from. He shouldn't exist.
Right.
And to do that, they need to do more research, but remember, they lost the ancient scrolls of Niazian to Wolfram and Hart, but it's okay. Wesley has an idea that is not storming the castle of Wolfram and Hart.
I personally think it would have been better if they stormed the castle and stole it back.
That would have been fun, too.
Yeah.
But Cordy interrupts. She's like, who do you want to be involved with? But he wasn't even talking about a person. He was talking about the plan to research the prophecy and Connor. So anyway, Gru's over there playing with Angel's weapons. Angel's getting all weird about it. Don't touch my weapons.
Cordy explains to them that, they didn't do anything last night. And, she was basically hinting that she couldn't go through with it. And Angel's like, oh, you couldn't go through with it? And gets a nice big hopeful look on his face.
What's the matter, Cordy? Couldn't get it up?
Well, but she then, kills his hope by saying, actually, it's because I saw him as a demon because I actually had a vision, and then I just couldn't get that out of my head, so we didn't do anything.
She did get the female version of Flaccid Dick.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
I don't know.
I think is just a case of nope.
Yeah, right. A case of nah.
A case of spiny, gunky demon.
Yeah.
And that's a mood killer. It's a real mood killer.
But more importantly, after seeing him as a demon and having the whole vision, it made her think about the visions. And then she realized in that moment that in Pylea, they were supposed to have sex and transfer the visions to Gruselug.
Mm-hmm. And what's to say that wouldn't still happen again?
Exactly. And she's really worried about risking the visions because she really wants the visions.
She kind of just made the commitment to being half demon.
Like she made a well, not that we see much, but there's some sort of sacrifice.
Yeah.
There was some sort of sacrifice. We just don't know the extent of it yet.
I wonder if she's going to have a much longer life because she's half demon. Like hundreds of years, thousands maybe.
And
or
I
even
also
possibly
wonder,
immortal.
I suspect that there's really no risk here because now that she's half demon, I think
that seems to solidify it. Like they make out plenty, and that doesn't pass it on.
Right. But I also suspect the Kamshuk was not just them fucking, but also like them fucking with a ceremony.
Some sort of ritual that passes on the vision specifically.
Exactly. It was Kamshuk is a ceremonial fucking, not just like rabbits.
Yeah. Yeah, there's holy water and rattles and people going,
I'm sure there's an audience.
Yeah. Fucking perverts. They're like, no, this is the only way we can do it. Really? But I passed off the visions once before. All we did was kiss. No. We have to do it this way. Anyway, I have a quote of the day.
Yeah, I have. There's several in a row here that are solid.
All right. Yeah.
So I imagine you're starting from the same spot I am.
Possibly. Wes says, oh, why can't you have sex? Cordy says, I could lose my virginity. Wes says, well, if you want to play it that way.
Virginity. Okay, I actually did not write that one down.
Ha ha ha, because it sounds like virginity. Yeah. And Wes is like, yeah, right, you're no virgin.
Right. After that conversation, she's like leaned against the wall, staring adoringly at Gru, and she's just, well, I guess we could probably come without actually shucking. And then, of course, Angel's like, oh, no. He goes, well, I don't know. That could be a slippery slope that once you're on, you could slide.
But Angel's relieved to hear that she's basically not planning on banging him. And
she doesn't want to risk the visions.
He's a very staunch advocate of this no bang agenda. And Cordy thinks maybe they could just do oral or something. She doesn't say that, but, I'm just putting things in their mouth.
That's... That was well done.
Words in their
mouth. That was well done.
Yeah. Wes suggests some sort of paranormal prophylactic. Angel recommends jogging.
The cure to Cordy's predicament is 69ing.
Yes. Yeah. It's certainly not jogging. If anything, that makes you more horny. Cordy thinks it's all par for the course because nobody's going to get laid around here ever again anyway.
I don't want to share my feelings. I don't want to open up. I want to find the guy that killed Tina, and I want to look him in the eye. Then what? Then I'm going to share my feelings.
Cut to the diner.
The diner
where Fred and Gunn are very soon going to get laid, both of them.
Well, they're doing some hardcore eye fucking.
Yeah, hopefully by each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
consensually.
Yes, clearly.
But no, they're
overwhelmingly.
They're having breakfast together.
Enthusiastically, that's what I was trying to think of.
Okay. So they're having breakfast together, and Gunn says a line here that I don't know how I feel about it. They're sitting there, they're talking about the situation, and he just looks at her and lovingly looks at her and just says, I love watching you eat.
Yeah.
And
he says a lot of cheesy shit. I just kind of whatevered over it.
I don't know, something that just seems odd to me. I love watching you eat. That's weird to me. I don't know why. It just is.
Something tells me they're going to be working food into their sex program.
Yeah, probably. But no, Fred starts asking about the situation. She's worried that everyone else will notice that something's up. Gunn is like, oh, we go out to breakfast all the time. It's normal. It's fine. She gets a little panic in the moment because she's like, is everything the same or is things different? And he's everything is different.
Oh,
yeah, very different.
They emphatically agree that things are different now that they've kissed, and Fred's all like, "Oh my stars, what would the neighbors say?" Gunner's like, "I don't think they can see us from here."
Right.
And they have a cutesy little argument over the bill because the waitress puts the bill down and they put both of their hands on it at the same time. And I thought this was going to go south, but they're still very, they're too into each other to fight.
Right. They're hardcore in the honeymoon phases.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The very beginning of the honeymoon phase, honestly. So I didn't write down what they said, but
it wasn't too important. They decide to split the bill. They go to kiss, but they get interrupted by their pagers going off.
And they're like surprised that it's Wesley paging them. I'm like, who the fuck else is going to page you? That's why you have pagers.
Yeah, you have your pagers so that your boss can page you.
Yeah, maybe Angel, but that's the only two people on the planet that are going to page you.
And honestly, it probably wouldn't even say Wes. It would probably just say the hotel.
The phone number for the hotel. Yeah, whatever. And it's good storytelling, I guess. Now we know that it's Wesley calling them. Who cares? Hyperion Lobby. We cut to, and Wesley briefs the A-team and Gru on the demon situation. It's going to rise before nightfall to feed.
It's called a Cenid demon?
A Cenid.
Cenid.
Yeah.
Cenid demon.
It'll go to the surface to find a victim. They're all going to drive to the sewage treatment plant to go underground, except Angel, who's traveling by sewer.
Right.
Grusalog is like, hey, I've seen those demons before. They look like a blah demon from the pits of Urg.
That's exactly what he says, too. A blah.
It's a blah demon. I mean, they spelled it all fancy, but he's literally just saying blah.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
No, he's killed lots of them, and he does mention that tracking it will be simple, but killing it will be harder.
Which turns out
not really.
Both of those things were fairly simple.
Yeah.
But whatever. We'll get there. He's apparently slain many of them in Pylea. Wes orders Gru to go with Angel. Not that he can order Gru around, really.
Right.
But
right.
Gru's all for it.
I would be a little... I'm bothered by their lack of caution.
Yeah.
Because they don't
know him.
They don't know enough about him, and they don't really understand the circumstances of why he's there. There should be a probationary period of, bringing him in on the thing.
But he seems so nice.
Yeah.
And they met him during an adventure. They've got history.
No one's that nice.
I know. He's kind of annoying, actually.
Yeah, very much so.
Weird looking, too.
Well, he is essentially has no irises.
It's not just his eyes. It's the shape of his face is funny looking, too. And the way his mannerisms.
Something about the way the expression he generally wears on his face. The actor, I think, does a great job of,
He's great for the role.
Oh, yeah, he's great for the role. But, there's a few moments where you see him kind of, his face is relaxed, and there's a very big difference in what he looks like.
Yeah.
Because when he's hard air quotes acting the part, he has more of a goofy little look on his face.
He's very goofy looking.
But it very perfectly encapsulates he's a bit of an idiot. Mm-hmm. And he's a lovable idiot.
Yeah.
And the actor does it fucking perfectly.
He seems like the quality of actor that should be on a soap opera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or that one fucking show with the three witches, but they're all modern.
Charmed.
Thank you. I don't know why I can never think of that. I've watched it and you haven't.
Yeah, I've watched some of it.
Okay. But yeah, no. Charmed, the only quality actors on that show are the three sisters. Everyone else is crap. Sure as shit.
I don't know. I think the actor does pretty good with Gru. Probably doesn't get a whole lot to work with either.
He's fine. He's great. He's funny looking.
Yeah.
Not to body shame. He's probably better looking than me, or at least California would think so. I guarantee it. So Angel's a whiny dolt about taking Gru with him, and Gru takes his favorite broadsword and everything.
Yep.
And Wes is like, shut up. It'll be fine.
Did you see the look on Angel's face when Cordy comes over, hands the broadsword to Gru, and then hands Angel a small axe? And just the look on Angel's face is Oh, come on. You're giving him my favorite sword, and I get this puny little axe.
My dick's bigger than that. God.
Like, he couldn't walk over to the fucking weapons cabinet before they leave and pick
get
out something else.
Yeah. Why? Whatever. Whatever. Anyway.
God, Angel is such a whiny little bitch in this episode.
Sometimes, yeah. And it's a little bit funny, though. I think that's all they're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Just sacrificing a little bit of character to make it silly.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This is a very silly episode.
It's kind of silly. So now we're in the sewer.
Yep.
Angel and Gru are moseying along. Angel asks Gru if he senses anything, and he's like, I sense a deep sadness. But he doesn't mean Angel, even though at first he's like, wow, that's very perceptive of you. I am very sad. Thank you for noticing. But then turns out he's talking about Cordy.
Right.
He's like, well, I think that my princess is not happy that I'm here. And Angel's like, whoa, all right, okay,
Yeah.
Easy there, buddy. She's not mad that you're here. Trust me.
Yeah, she's very happy you're here. She just, and he actually starts to tell Gru a bit about, like, well, she's worried about the visions and, like, she doesn't want to lose them.
But then he finds some black blood on the ground, and they hear a roar off in the distance, and so they follow the trail. And not too much later, there's this demon sneaking around up above them on some pipes, and then he jumps down behind them, and they grapple a minute, and there's a bit of a scuffle, and then he realizes that the children in the park are quite thirsty and not nearly diabetic enough yet, so he uses his full body weight to make a person-sized hole in the wall and screams, "Oh yeah!" and then immediately grabs onto a woman.
I did want to mention that I thought it was hilarious that literally the moment the fight starts, the monster disarms both of them.
I didn't even notice that. That's funny.
Like they start fighting with hands almost immediately.
I mean, he did get the drop on them.
Yeah, literally.
But
yeah, they fight. The demon goes through a wall out into the park, because they were totally in the sewer, and the sewer totally is a
just
building outside in the
There's definitely a wall that just goes directly into the park from the sewer. I know this now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angel. But you know what? This cheeky fuck, he wasn't even bringing refreshing sugary beverages to all the neighborhood children at all.
No.
I don't think I can even watch this show anymore, Rex.
No, so he busts through the wall. He runs out into the park. Gru motions for Angel to join him in chasing after the monster because, if you remember, Gru doesn't realize that vampires can't go into the sunlight because they could go into the sunlight in Pylea.
Oh, I was going to say, does he not know that Angel's a vampire? Could have sworn he knew that.
He knows Angel's a vampire, but he doesn't know that they can't go into sunlight.
In this world. Yeah, I forgot that he could in Pylea. That makes more sense now.
So Gru runs out into the park, chases the monster. The monster grabs a hold of a woman. Short little fight. As they're fighting, the rest of the A-team show up.
He's swinging his broadsword around like he's going to hit this demon, but it's got its arms around the woman. I'm like, whoa, you're going to hit her.
I don't know if it was maybe a different person, different stuntman doing the fighting, or if the actor was doing the fighting and just not as good at the stage fighting or whatnot, but whatever it was, the fight in the park with the monster with the girl between them looked terrible.
I mean, the guy playing Gruselog seems like the quality of actor who is probably a stuntman who got turned into an actor.
I mean, and he is fucking ripped.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude's arms are massive.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he definitely seems like maybe you're right. He was a stuntman who became an actor.
It's possible. We should look that up. But then he elbows the demon off of her and he knocks him to the ground and stabs him in the back of the neck. After which the body cleans itself up nicely.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very
nice.
courteous of that dead body.
It's even kinder than vampires. Vampires leave dust everywhere.
Yeah, they're still dirty. This one just completely gooified and returned without even leaving any residue. Just went back to the hell from whence it came.
Yes.
So the crowd cheers. Cordy runs to Gru and hugs him affectionately. Even Wes and Gunn and Fred are there to congratulate, while poor little Angel hovers in the shadows, feeling all butthurt and broody.
Well, Wes notices him at least.
He
wasn't completely ignored.
Wes, but even Wes is like, oh, poor Angel. Look at him
Right.
over there. Oh, he can't come into the sunlight. Well, time for some hot dogs. Maybe some Kool-Aid.
I mean, yeah.
If only that goddamn demon had brought some.
Like he was supposed to.
Asshole.
God, you can't just go around busting through walls and not bringing Kool-Aid.
Fucking seriously, though. But anyway, Angel's being broody. You know, I say, good. That's your job, Angel. Stay sad so we don't get murdered. Good
Yes.
job.
Yes.
But you don't get to be told that because it might make you happy. So,
Right.
bad, Angel. Bad.
Got to keep him in his broody little place.
Bless his heart. But not too much.
Yes.
It's dangerous.
You're not real. Or I'm not real. Somebody here isn't real, and I suspect it's you. So if you're not real, then that means that my head came off back there, and that I'm dead now. Dead.
Cut to the Hyperion.
Back to the Hyperion, a little bit later in the day. Gru is reenacting a fight. I don't know if it's the fight with the demon, but he's reenacting a fight for
seems to
Fred, Cordy, and Gunn in the lobby.
He's regaling the tale
Yeah.
while the energy's still high from the chase.
He does this several times in the episode.
He's always in the
Yeah.
background, like playing with swords and doing shit. Yeah.
But also, like, anytime you see him in the background where he's, like, interacting with other characters, he is
very animated.
reenacting some sort of fight. And it says a lot about his character, I think.
Right. Yeah, it's his thing.
Yeah,
it's his only thing.
It's his only thing. But Angel is talking to a potential client, and she's relaying information that she believes that her fiance is cheating on her. And she thinks that the woman that her fiance is cheating with is a witch.
Yeah. And it's funny the way they introduce this. She's going on about being usurped by someone in a relationship you thought was otherwise stable.
Yep.
And it's clearly mirroring Angel's situation and how he feels, but without actually hearing him say that.
Yeah.
And then, zoom back. It's a new client. It's not someone just narrating his thoughts. So anyway, very clever. Good job, writers. Angel seems a bit judgy and doesn't seem to want to dick around with her case because she doesn't think he doesn't think the other woman is a witch.
He asks a valid question. Why do you think she's a witch?
Yeah.
And her answer is, because why else would he cheat? And it's like,
We've been engaged for 8 years, and I'm like, I really wanted to ask the question, okay, but are you having sex? Or are you saving it for after marriage? Because that would explain a lot.
yeah.
A lot. Don't save it for Jesus. You've only got so much time on this earth.
Yeah.
Just start fucking. All right?
In the background, Wes is calling about some books while he stares longingly at Fred. Cut back to the woman and Angel, where she gives the woman's screen name. It's the only piece of information she even has on her.
Hot Blonde 37159, but Angel thinks it's going to be too hard to track someone down based on an internet handle.
Yeah.
But Wes, who is busy getting a quote for the rare book, is eager to send off Gunn on the case because I think he wants to have a moment alone to talk to Fred.
Yeah.
Which is a little skeezy.
A little bit.
I need to overturn the relationship now, or not. I don't know what he was going to do or say, but it seemed like he was trying to get rid of Gunn because Gunn is excited to go off on this mission, but so is Fred.
Yeah.
And Wesley is clearly disappointed by this.
Yes. There's very much conveyed through the facial acting that Wesley's thought process is, you're not supposed to go with him, but I can't come up with any legitimate reason why you shouldn't.
Yeah. Like there's nothing else going on. They got the
Right.
demon.
Exactly.
He just needs to do some research on the prophecy and Connor. There's nothing else actively happening.
Exactly.
Well,
and it's just a stakeout sort of scenario. She's fine for it.
Not really in danger or shouldn't be.
And, it's smart to actually have two people on a stakeout because boredom.
Yeah.
Like, you go on a stakeout alone and you're just sitting there, you might fall asleep.
Yeah, you can say, hey, you hang out. I'm going to go get a coffee. Or I need to look at my phone for a minute.
Right.
You stare at the dude. But they didn't have smartphones, so maybe that's
Right.
not so much of an issue.
Hey, when I had a phone back then that was a flip phone, it had Tetris on it.
There you go.
It was very simple Tetris, but it was Tetris.
Yeah, I had a little brick phone with snakes on it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the shit.
Right?
Back in my day.
My first phone like that, by the way, had a little program in it that was fucking amazing that allowed you to create ringtones by actually putting the notes in.
Huh.
And
a little MIDI program.
Yeah, a little MIDI program that allowed you to program ringtones by putting the notes in. And that was the fucking best thing ever. And my ringtone was totally Zelda Song of Storms.
Of course it was. Good job. We cut to a rare bookstore.
Yes.
Or some sort of bookstore. Angel blurts out that he thinks Cordy should just go ahead and calm shuck with Gru already instead of being all noble and taking one for the team.
Just get that calm shucking over with.
Just do it. Wes speaks to the shop owner. Small quote of the day here. Wes is like, yes, I found early about the Grammaticus 3rd century Greek commentaries. The shop owner's like, oh, of course, the GTC-GC. I'll be just one moment. And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck this show. You fucking assholes.
I like this scene a bit on the grounds of, like, they're walking in this rare bookstore and, you know, Wes even mentions about it being a rare bookstore, but the dude has like 4 of them in stock.
3.
Okay, 3 of them in stock, but like he has an abbreviation for the damn books, so they can't be that fucking rare.
Well, I think this is a play on the concept that specialists of any kind end up making a bunch of fucking acronyms for shit that are useless.
Right.
That don't save anybody any time because you have no idea what the fuck that means. And it's just as many syllables to say the letters as it is to say the title.
Right.
Like, I mean, that's something I figured out when I was trying to study for Network Plus and A Plus and Security Plus.
On those grounds, I actually learned something today that I never knew. I've built a number of computers. Do you know what a PSU is?
Power supply unit?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
I'd never heard of that abbreviation till today.
Oh, there's literally thousands of stupid abbreviations that they come up with for all of these stupid technical things. Going through that gigantic book, like every other page you get a new fucking term to like, oh, that little, you're just going to say the first 2 letters of that from here on out, and I'm expected to remember what that is. Fuck you. For the whole fucking book, there's literally thousands of terms that do that, and it's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's pointless. Just say it so we know what you're talking about.
Anyway, back to the scene. Wesley does a pretty good job here, I think, of encouraging Angel, because like Angel's sort of view is like, oh, they should just fuck already, and maybe Gru gets the visions, and Wesley's like, oh, what, you think he should replace Cordy? And Angel goes, no, I don't think he should replace Cordy, but, maybe someone else, implying himself. Mm-hmm. And Wes does a pretty good job of, like, cheering Angel up and, you're unique, you're special, just like all these rare books. And then the shop owner's like, well, I got 3 of them.
Oops. Ruined that point. Yeah, Wes is a damn good friend, colleague, and manager here in this moment and assures him it's his mission that brings them all together. And he's unique, just like these rare books. I got 3 of them. It was a fun moment.
Yeah.
It's another minor quote of the day, but that's it. It's fine. Yes, you're unique, Angel, just like everybody else. Don't go getting happy on us now, you fucking psychopath.
No happy Angel. Only broody Angel.
We need you to be slightly less than extremely depressed. So
yes.
I'll give you that. Or slightly more than extremely depressed. You know, it's like air conditioning. You got to talk in negatives.
Yeah.
I'm going to go turn up the air conditioning. No, don't do that. I want it colder. Yeah, that's what I'm...
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Anyway, Hyperion, somewhere we are.
Yes. Gru is letting Cordy give him a makeover.
Mm-hmm.
And his motive for wanting her to give him a makeover is...
So Cordy's going on about how she fucked her cousin Timmy a lot as kids, and now she's going to cut Gru's hair. I'm not really sure what the connection is. I mean, maybe she was talking about the haircut all along.
That's the joke they're going for here.
Really
she's talking about the haircut, but the wording is like, nope, she She definitely fucked her cousin.
She was fucking Timmy. Oh, yeah. Timmy was definitely her parents' sibling's child. That's right. Got it. If you can't keep it in your pants, keep it in the family. So, Gru wants to know if the haircut's going to make her love him. Good question.
Yeah.
Very forward of him. I love it. He's very simple.
Yeah.
Cordy, drop the shit. You can't fuck around with this guy. He's not going to let you.
No.
And Cordy drops the whole act finally and levels with the poor bastard. She wants to fuck him, but she can't.
Yeah.
And this very intuitive weirdo finishes her sentence for her. He says, "You are afraid that with me, you will be less than what you were." I'm like, that's actually a very succinct way to put it.
Yeah.
And that seems to strike a chord with Cordy. Hey, shit, maybe that's why her name's Cordy. Or not. Striking all these chords.
Cut to somewhere on the streets of LA where Gunn and Fred follow the fiance in his totally inconspicuous truck.
Yeah, nothing noticeable about this at all. They're like sitting directly in front of him, just staring at him, like 15 feet away. It looks like.
Not just that, he's facing the truck.
He's facing them. Come on, guys.
And like maybe he wouldn't be able to see them because of like light reflections and shit. It's hard to see into cars at night.
Or he just sees them and thinks that they're just a couple making out.
Which they are.
They are.
But like I just love that Gunn drives around this fucking truck and it's like it would
Hey, we were just
stick
saying
out,
we haven't seen his truck in a while.
right. But it would stick out like a sore thumb in LA.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Oh, yeah, because everybody's got fancy rich cars and shit.
Yeah.
And yeah. But yeah, they can't stop making out with each other. And after like the third or fourth time, they look up and the dude's gone. Oopsie. Yeah. So cut to Angel and Wes. Wes promises to get right to work translating. And Angel thanks Wesley for his kind words and perspective, which, good. Thank you.
And just to hammer in that maybe Angel isn't quite as unique as he really feels he should be, Gru's makeover makes him look exactly like Angel.
I mean,
not exactly. The hairstyle is very similar, and he's wearing Angel's clothes.
Yeah, so as Wesley is saying, just remember you and Gru Salag are two completely different people. Now Gru has a haircut and is wearing Angel's clothes and an identical leather jacket. I guess Angel has multiple leather jackets.
Which, you know, that makes sense to me because, like, you get all sorts of goop and damage from fighting demons.
Yeah, yeah. And it's LA, you can't spit without hitting a leather jacket.
Yeah.
I think it's really creepy when you first see him because you're not expecting it.
Right.
And I was like, who's this fucking guy? New character? I really did not recognize him at first.
He looks goofier with short hair.
He does. Like, Angel, of course, goes straight to Cordy, who's like, oh, I didn't think you'd mind. You're like the same size. And I'm like, no, they're fucking not.
They are fucking not.
Not even close. Angel's way thicker.
Angel's broader shoulder. Mm-hmm. And, like, yeah, he doesn't have the same muscular build.
Doesn't matter if they're the same height. I mean, it kind of matters, but...
Also, I don't think that he's actually any taller than David Boreanaz. But David Boreanaz is a pretty stout in the shoulders.
Yes,
and
yes, he is.
He's
a very broad, thick man.
Yeah.
I mean, because even in the first season of Buffy, he was pretty thin, but it's because he was, like, still a fucking kid.
Right. And like, I will say, Gru's build is closer to what Angel's was in the first season of Buffy. Just more muscular.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at least this just confirms for me. Like, I thought he was funny looking before, but now I know he's funny looking. Thank you for illustrating that for me perfectly. So... he's talking to Cordy and shit gets kind of serious for a moment because she's like, I need your help, Angel. It's something I can only tell you. And Angel's demeanor changes to the white knight complex man that he is. And even the music gets serious until, of course, Cordelia asks him to help her have sex with Gru.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? like how? Like two dogs breeding? You gotta make sure the red rocket actually gets inside or something? What's... No.
It's...
I have the image.
Some handwork, a jar, and one of those big syringes.
What?
You milk the bull. You use the syringe to insert into the cow.
Oh, so he's going to turkey baster Cordy.
Yes.
Huh. And he's got to jerk off Gru first.
Yeah.
That's highly inappropriate, Rex.
She said it.
So I just wanted to say, I wanted the world to know that I've got the image burned into my head of when I was a kid. I actually had the displeasure of my mom pimped out one of our dogs, breeded him.
Oh, God.
Like brought a woman over who had a female little dachshund, and to make them breed, they didn't just stick him in a room and we came back and checked on him later. Just right there, she stepped inside the front door. And my mom goes over to our dog, and once he starts humping, she like grabs our dog's butt and pushes him into the other dog. And I'm like, was that really necessary? I guess you needed to make sure that he didn't come all up in her fur.
My parents bred Dobermans for a good chunk of time during my teenage years, and like that part, hands-on aspect of it was not necessary.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure they just wanted to make sure that it took the first time, because they're not friends, they don't know each other. Right. This lady doesn't want to hang out in our house any longer than she has to.
Yeah,
just wanted to get your dog's semen into my dog and get the fuck out of here. What's funnier is I heard later it worked. They met for 5 seconds, boinked, and our dog was a father.
Yeah.
That's all it took. There you go.
Anyway.
Yeah.
A person needs certain designer things. You shouldn't be trying to eat my friend's brains. Hey, you're a vampire.
Anyway, Cordy explains that she feels the visions are just an excuse to not have sex because she's just really worried about like things changing and like feeling vulnerable with Gru, but she really wants to do things with Gru, so she's just kind of gonna allow herself to get over it. And then she specifically wants Angel to go pick up a prophylactic potion.
A supernatural condom, if you will, in the form of a potion. Protects her from losing the powers because she's tired of being lonely.
Yeah.
And there's a brief tease of a moment where they make us think she's going to admit that her love for Angel is what's stopping her from stripping Gru. But nope, it's all just literal logistics of the act of coitus. How romantic.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
And the number one reason that she is sending Angel is solely because the person selling the potion is in a demon brothel and she doesn't want to send Gru there on his own.
Because she doesn't trust Gru to not get caught up in some nasty shit.
But you know what? She can trust Angel because Angel is essentially a eunuch.
I mean, no.
He's not.
He's
That's
not.
the thing.
He could go to brothels and get his fuck on whenever he wants, actually. It's not going to make him happy.
Right.
It might get his rocks off every now and again. You know, maybe he'd be a little happier and in a better mood, at least.
Right. Yeah, gotta relieve some of that tension, man.
Right. You know, hopefully there's no trafficking going on and this is all consensual.
Yes.
Prostitution in the demon world. Okay, we're done with that. So Gruselog is coming, of course. Good times.
Yeah.
Buddy cop. Cut to the park or wherever the hell Fred and Gunn are.
Gunn and Fred are looking around the like yard area where this dude had been standing and disappeared.
Yeah, it looks like there's a house right there.
Yeah, it's weird. And there's this big ass old tree. It takes them way too long to think, oh, maybe we should check the fucking camera that we were recording this on.
Like, maybe they should have done that first.
Yeah. And so they check, and just as they see on the camera that roots came up out of the ground and grabbed the dude and pulled him under, they realize, oh, we're standing on those roots. They get grabbed and pulled under the ground.
Yep. Oh boy, these results are unsettling.
Yes.
Whoa! So, hey, look, tentacle roots. Look at that. We're being swallowed by the earth. This is a cool way to die. And cut to the brothel for the first time.
Yes.
Where the madam, I think, is
Yes.
what a brothel leader is called.
You are correct.
Cool. So the madam of the brothel leads them. I know things from watching lots of TV.
Yeah.
So the madam of the brothel leads them through the hallway, and they see some weird shit, like a demon lady who's got a freaky huge grin on her face, like the gentleman.
God, that's always so creepy.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like a lot of latex to me,
Yeah.
but whatever. And then there's a room where two slow-motion lovers are having a pillow fight, and then...
And Angel has kind of a moment, kind of watching longingly, and I think it's because there's sort of a very slight resemblance between the woman and Cordy, and I think that's what he's kind of seeing in his head.
Interesting.
It's a very like playful, sort of romantic.
It seemed like a super
moment.
wholesome moment that they were
Yeah.
having. And she's like, oh, yes, it's all slow motion to extend pleasure. You're welcome to bring somebody a special person. If you'd like, I can schedule it. And then they do this bit where they do the homophobic dance. She's like, are you two together?
Right.
Angel over-explains and gets uncomfortable. And I'm like, geez, hiding something, Angel?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, we're just together to get the potion, not together. And he's about to, like, keep over-explaining, but he gets interrupted by something. She finally gives them the fucking potion, and she's like, so I understand what he's getting out of it, but why the hell are you here? And luckily, Saved by the Bell, his phone rings. Quote of the day here, Gruce says, Angel, your coat is singing.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of nice to me that someone makes Angel's technical knowledge look downright modern.
Right? It is quite nice, actually.
Yeah.
He's not the person who doesn't know anything.
Completely out of
That's kinda
touch
nice.
old guy, yeah. So it's Gunn, who's on the other end of the phone, who somehow still gets cell service underground. They even make a jab at that.
Yeah. Which actually, awesome. Good for them. Lucky ass goddamn situation.
Uh-huh. And he and Fred explained that this tree demon has a fucking DSL connection.
Has
and
been
got
catfishing victims.
Yeah, it's got a computer down there and it types with its tentacles. I'm like, all right, this episode just got way sillier than I thought it was capable of being, but here we are. So,
Oh man, of all the shit they've fucking come up with that could be the bad guy in that situation, they thought, you know what, let's make a fucking tree demon
sure, why not?
that uses the internet to catch
That uses the internet. Like, tree demon, fine. Great. What I want to know is how that phone call with the cable guy went. Furthermore, how the install went.
Right?
Tell me how this happened.
This whole thing strikes me as something where a bunch of fucking people are sitting in the writer's room and they're like, all right, guys, what is the dumbest shit we can come up with? We just need to throw something to fucking together. Like, just, and no idea is dumb. First idea to come out. Tree catfish?
Love it. Print it. Actually, I suppose they could easily come up with some backstory where he's stealing internet from the house.
It's still, though.
But it's a tree demon. How'd he get a computer down there? He's a tree. Yeah. What the fuck?
Like,
did he make a slave out of the first person that he managed to catch?
right? Yeah, who knows? What the fuck? Like, this is unequivocally the sort of scenario that should be a jump the shark moment of the show, but like it's not somehow.
I mean, even the shark episode of Happy Days was really good. I'm not sure why they came up with this whole jump the shark thing. It's it's a funny term. No,
it's still, this is some goofy ass shit.
And it just keeps getting goofier. We've still got 2 seasons before we get to the Angel Muppet episode.
I know. This shit's getting off the rails, and it's like we have so far to go. And like how it's gonna have to get back on the rails at some point.
No, this is what's gonna keep me going. Stupid shit like this.
Right? Yeah.
It's better than the droll doldrum shit that we've had to deal with.
Oh, God, yeah. This was, at the very least, entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, this was entertaining. It was ridiculous, but it was entertaining.
Yes.
But anyway, Gunn specifically tells Angel that they didn't call Wes because they kind of want to keep him out of it. And they called Angel, not for Angel's help, though. They want Gru's help.
I think they were just worried that Wes was going to laugh at them because this is fucking silly.
Yeah, it's...
But also,
it's silly.
They wanted Grusalog because, 2 champions are better than 1.
Yeah.
Hey, 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 hey. And, yeah, so...
But also, like, how the fuck did they even know that Gru and Angel were together? Because they were off...
Well, they would have assumed that they're at the hotel still.
Well, yeah.
And if they want to keep Wesley out of it, then they should still
true,
be in the same place, roughly. Unless Cordy and Gru are off fucking. But they're not, and they got lucky. So, anyway... Moments later, we're underground. Angel and Gru find a nice, handy fucking hallway into this tree demon's underground pocket lair, I guess. The cable guy had to get down there somehow, didn't he?
Right.
Fucking, I still want to know the logistics of that field call. How did this happen? They're probably just tapped into a phone line that ran underline. Or,
I guess.
Ran underground.
But again, you still have the question of how the fuck did the demon get the computer?
Yeah. Yeah, it just...
Every time you come up with one answer, it just brings more questions.
You can't just say, oh, well, maybe this roots grew into the basement of this house where they left an old computer. No. Computers need to be up to date.
Yeah.
To run fucking
and
internet.
As Gunn said, this one has DSL.
Yeah. Which was pretty up to date.
Very new then.
For the time.
Yeah. DSL was not that common at that time.
Well, it was comparable to cable internet at the time.
Yeah.
Cable internet obviously took the lead long since.
Yeah.
And is now DSL is a joke in comparison, but whatever. Here we are.
Anyway, they're in this little tunnel. Gru decides to do the Leroy Jenkins method.
Leroy Jenkins!
And charges in, immediately gets stabbed in the fucking chest with a tentacle.
By a tree tentacle, yeah.
Angel's immediate response is, hey, that's my shirt!
That was a quote of the day for me. Hey! That's my shirt!
And then he asks some questions of Gunn and Fred, which I'm kind of impressed that they know this information. Because they ask if the demon's actually made of wood or flesh, and they're like, no, it's flesh.
I feel like the only reason they know the answer to this question is because they're currently wrapped in it.
Oh yeah, fair.
So they've had a few minutes to think about it.
But imagine if it was a demon made of wood. Angel couldn't do shit.
Yeah, that'd have been a problem. I mean, he could have still hacked at that tentacle and probably gotten through it.
Yeah, but the chances of getting fucking staked in the heart with a tentacle is pretty high, considering how easily it just did it to Gru.
Oh, because if it was wood and he got hit in the heart,
yeah,
that's why they needed to specify that. Okay. Woo! That went right over my head. Shit. Kabibbles. Okay.
No, because if it was wood, he'd have been fucked. They'd all been fucked.
Oh, yeah. So, Gunn and Fred confer with Angel, confirming that it's not wood, it's flesh. It uses people as batteries. It's getting stronger since it tapped into Gru. And Angel proceeds to get a good therapy session in while also being a selfless genius.
Yes.
He starts to shit-talk Gru to the tree demon specifically. He's like, is he really better than other men? And the demon's like, he's magnificent. But there seems to be no shortage of resentment for Angel to, quote unquote, make up.
Right.
Hard air quotes there. So he beats him up while he's immobilized, yelling shit about, oh, look at him. He's a champion in the daylight. At least I can pick out my own clothes. I'm smarter and I'm stronger. And he's not holding back on just fucking pummeling the shit out of him.
Well, and there's also signs that anytime that he hits Gru, it's hurting the demon
but
as well.
This is all weakening the tree.
Yes.
And also it makes the tree demon, root demon, whatever, change his mind. And it pulls his tentacle out of Gru and attacks Angel instead. And it turns out it can't feed on a vampire.
Yeah.
And it's actually really bad for his health. And it's cold and it weakens him. And he's like, oh, it's cold. And Angel's like, yeah, suck it, bitch. I didn't write down anything he said. It's so it lets its tendrils around Gunn and Fred loosen up, giving Gunn a window to grab the broadsword that Angel dropped, and he just pops that stupid demon's face like a gross zit.
Yeah, it was gross effect.
It was
gross.
I mean, I've seen worse.
Yeah. But like it was unexpectedly gross for the scenario.
It was. If you've ever seen Dead Alive, you'd see that a million times over.
Yeah.
And much grosser. But why Angel didn't just fucking stab it in the face in the first place, I don't understand.
I mean, maybe he just needed it weakened first for the stabbing to work?
Well, I think it's because the writers really needed this moment for Angel to get all that shit off his chest.
They really wanted Angel to get the opportunity to punch Gru a bit.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm okay with it.
Whatever. Gru's good for it. He's a champ in...
I was hoping for some demon fighting tonight, but I wound up with a delivery job instead. If I come back here on the end of a spatula, I'm expecting some serious workman's comp. I'm just messing with y'all.
So,
cut back to the hotel where Wes, Gunn, and Fred are sitting at Wes's desk. Wes is on the phone with, what is it, Mrs. Franks? Was it Franks? I don't remember her fucking name.
Frakes.
Frakes.
I remember because it was like Jonathan Frakes.
Right. But she's really happy that, they saved her fiance, which I was kind of surprised. He seemed really dead to me when Gunn and Fred were on the phone.
Yeah, he was definitely being fed on considerably longer than Gru was.
Yeah.
Seems like it doesn't take much sucking the blood directly out of your heart to make you bleed out.
Yeah. It seems like it would be quick.
Guess they saved him.
It seems like that would be a hell of a lot faster than vampires sucking blood through the neck.
Yeah. That would take a few minutes.
Yeah. And that happens really quick.
Yeah.
No, so Wes is like, oh, she's happy. You guys did good enough. But then as he dismisses them, he says he wants to have a word with Gunn. And he expresses to Gunn that Gunn should have told him about
being interested in Fred, realizing that it was more than...
Yeah, just like a fling or whatnot.
I forget the word he used. It felt very British.
Yeah, but Gunn specifically says that he didn't think it was really any of Wes's business. And now here is... And Wes agrees with him, but here's my point.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley is their boss. They are employees together in this place, and it is, I think, Wesley's business.
From the perspective of being his boss.
Yes.
Yes, fraternization amongst your employees, that is something you are allowed to have a say in. That being said, I don't feel like that's the angle he's coming at it from.
No, and it's not. But all I'm saying is there is some ground that maybe Gunn should have said something because they got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
They got lucky that they had the fucking camera on the dude already.
Mm-hmm.
And B, they got lucky that they had cell signal under the fucking ground. If those two things didn't happen exactly as they did, they'd have been fucking dead because they're making out in a goddamn truck on the job.
Right.
So they got lucky,
and it's going to affect how Wesley distributes labor.
And if Wes knew you guys are having a thing, but this is an important job that you need to go focus, that could have been something that maybe should have been considered.
Yeah.
From the boss standpoint. That being said, obviously that's not the angle that Wes is taking here, and from the angle that Wes is actually taking it, no, it's actually none of your fucking business.
Yeah, and Gunn even calls him out on it. He says, what, are you her brother? And Wes is like, apparently, with a super broody, sad look on his face. And anyway, he just cares that she'll be taken care of and not get hurt, which is a great thing if you're coming from the place of a close friend, brother, or parental figure, but not from a spurned would-be lover.
Right.
That feels cringy to me. Like, that is none of your business.
Exactly.
And like he said, she chose. He's half there. at handling this correctly.
Yeah.
He's just not putting it all together properly.
Up until the moment when Gunn says, I didn't think it was any of your business. From that moment, I was expecting Wes to be like, actually, it is my business. I'm your employer.
As your employer. But he didn't take
but
that
he
angle.
didn't go that route. And it lost Wesley some points in my eyes.
Yeah. Well, again, that's why we're watching this in Buffy.
Yeah.
Is to look at it in a modern light and just point out things. This is the kind of shit that passed for...
Right.
Okay, like nobody thought twice about this then.
This was an extremely woke show, and not anymore.
I mean, I'm sure there were people that were like, well, that's not right, but they weren't mainstream.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been heard if they tried to put up a stink about it.
Exactly.
Nobody would have given a shit.
So we cut to somewhere else in the hotel where Cordy is doctoring up Gru.
Yeah, it almost looked like they've got a room specifically like a nurse's office or something.
Which, I actually saw on Reddit not too long ago a fan-made floor plan of the hotel.
Oh.
And it was very logically put together, and it was like the person said that they'd done a lot of work of like watching different scenes to figure out what it would be. And like they're really underutilizing that space.
I believe it.
Because when you think
it's
about
a huge fucking hotel.
Right. Because when you think about it, so the office that is Wes's office isn't even the hotel manager's office. It's like the front desk office, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not even the hotel manager's office. And then this floor plan also like showed that there would have been an industrial kitchen,
right?
Which we've never seen. They've never used.
Yeah, they should be making fucking... Everybody should be staying there.
Yeah.
They should be making amazing meals every night. Hire a cook. I don't know if they've got the money for that.
Right.
But where's that damn billionaire that bought him the place in the first place?
Exactly.
Anyway.
But yeah, if they don't have a fucking nurse's room, they really fucking should.
They should oughta. I thought it was funny also. Did you catch at the beginning when they were talking about where's Gru going to stay? And Angel's like, well, I hope he stays with Cordy because this place is starting to turn into a hotel.
No, that's actually...
Oh, is that just now?
No, that's the scene when he talks to Lauren later.
Okay.
But it is mentioned in this episode.
I could have sworn that was...
Nope.
In the
it's
beginning.
The second Lauren
We haven't
scene.
gotten there yet.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
Cordy doctors Gru, and Gru confesses his own recklessness, which I thought was awesome. Like, good on you.
So did Cordy.
Right, yeah. And, God, Cordy is just fucking gaga for Gru.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, I think it's ironic here because Angel tried to give away the credit too.
Right.
But she doesn't give him any credit for that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's just...
Currently, Gru can do no wrong here. By
she's got it hard for Gru, because he won't turn into a goddamn demon and murder them all if she bangs them.
Exactly.
So, that we know of.
It's less likely.
Seems less likely. I mean, the beginning of this episode still has me questioning that a little bit now.
Right.
But also, the fact that he healed so quickly from this tentacle in his heart thing.
Right.
Is he a demon?
Well, he's part demon. He's half demon.
Okay.
And she does mention that he heals almost as fast as Angel does.
Yeah.
And so like he is part demon, that's why he's got the weird eyes.
Okay, yeah.
So like he is super powerful.
All right. I couldn't remember that from the Pylea episodes. I was like, wasn't he a cow? Isn't that how they...
Right. Well, and
whatever.
If I remember right, he was half demon, and the joke was that he's ugly because he's half cow. And, he's actually not. He's quite attractive.
Mm-hmm. Cool. At least from our perspective, because we're also cows.
Yes.
So...
Don't use that one out of context.
Or do.
Yeah, do.
Have fun.
Whatever.
Tell us how it goes. Anyway, Gru's like, nah, I was a reckless asshole. That turns Cordy on because she's like, who would just give away the credit like that? Besides Angel, who literally just did first. So he tosses the potion to them, and they're off to Margaritaville, motherfuckers.
But Angel says, wait. Pulls her aside. It's another moment where they're like, oh, is he finally going to fucking tell her? No, he's not going to tell her. He hands her a wad of bills and tells, you know what? Get the fuck out of here. Be gone.
Go play in the sun.
Yeah, go on a vacation.
You silly little mortals who are also both half demon now. That's fine too. Just do me a favor. Take a couple weeks off.
Do me a favor and fuck off.
Because having a little trouble with this, not gonna lie. And Cordy sees the extra pain in his eyes.
Yeah.
And not just the normal amount of pain in his eyes. And checks in on him. She's like, you sure you don't need some patching up yourself there, buddy, big fella? And he's like, shh, just go. So they fuck off.
Yeah, they fuck off.
And Angel and Wes share a glance from across the room as the two butthurt, lonely nerds of the group. And that's it for that scene. Cut to Angel's room.
Yeah. Cut to Angel's room where Lorne puts Connor to bed. Angel walks up. They talk a little bit.
He's putting the baby down. Yeah. It's about time someone needed to. Obligatory dead baby joke. You're welcome.
Yes. No, and it's God damn. You completely derailed my thought.
Excellent.
Anyway. Cut to apparently a little bit later. Downstairs, Wesley's translating the book, and Angel and Connor come down, and we get a happy little dad moment where, he's expressing that, hey, he's not really so alone. He's got his kid.
Well, Wesley says, I thought I was alone, because he gets startled by Angel.
Oh, right.
I don't know how you get startled by a gurgling, cooing baby.
Right.
But whatever. And
if it was just Angel, sure, that makes perfect sense. He's a lurky
stealthy
boy.
And has no heartbeat.
Yeah. But I think carrying around a baby really cuts down on your lurk factor.
A bit. A bit. But let's pretend that this is Angel's child.
Yes.
So it must be a little bit lurky as well.
It's at least 50% lurky.
It's very high stealth stat for a baby. So Angel says in response to I thought I was alone, he says, so did I. But he's clearly referring to his fulfillment of being a father. So did I, but the implication is heavily that he isn't because he's got the baby and he kisses the baby. And I'm like, easy there, Haas. Don't get too happy there, Daddy.
It does bring up the question of could parental happiness be too happy? Like, imagine weird shit doesn't happen with their life and his kid goes to school and whatnot and graduates high school and Angel's like, oh, look, I'm so proud of my son, and then turns into a fucking evil vampire because his kid graduated.
Yeah, arguably, I feel like we as a species have evolved more to care about our children than we have about our mates.
Yeah.
There are people who find true happiness in their mates, but I feel like that is less common.
Yeah. I would agree on that, Mark, actually.
It's chemical and automatic for children. You're gonna fucking love your brood more than likely. There's weirdos that don't, fucking psychopaths, but for the most part, people go crazy over their fucking kids, and that's all that they have left after pumping a baby out of their cow. It's my favorite new term now.
But anyway, Angel and Connor walk away, and we get to see the piece of paper that Wesley is writing on, and it says that the translation is, the father will kill the son.
And there's only a minor look of horror on Wesley's face, and they zoom in on the piece of paper. Dun, dun, dun. Gerarg.
Is this for me? I must be ready. I need my strength. Give me more! Nights I shall walk in the earth. Hold on. You've got something in your eye.
So what'd you think about this episode?
It was silly as fuck, but I liked it.
I enjoyed it. I don't think it was good, but it was entertaining.
It was a weird in between for me. Like I like that they're pushing a little bit of the plot of the season arc forward, but it doesn't have anything to do with Holtz.
Yeah, there you go.
Daniel Holtz, to be specific.
Yeah, they definitely have had issues with figuring out ways to advance plot without like shoehorning like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was nice that they were able to do a little bit of advancement on that plot without the shoehorning of Holtz randomly in a fucking episode he shouldn't even be appearing in. So I definitely did appreciate that as well.
Yeah. But also, Holtz isn't a bad character, and I do look forward to seeing more of him.
I am much happier with having Holtz as the big bad for the season rather than more shit with fucking Wolfram and Hart and Darla.
Mm-hmm. But they took this episode to wrap up what they started last episode and not really logically conclude, but move forward with all of the shit going on between Gunn and Fred and, all this will they, won't they shit. I think we're kind of in the middle now. There's still some shit to wrap up. I feel like we're not done with Angel's romantic feelings towards Cordelia.
No. Definitely not.
We're obviously not done with Gunn and Fred's relationship and Wesley's reaction to it. So, and I think those are perfectly engaging storylines that I look forward to seeing more of. So I kind of disagree. I think it is a good episode in that regard. And so what if they put some silly demon shit in there? I mean, they do that all the time. That's what they do. They flip. They're like, okay, good demon shit for the hardcore episodes. And then stupid demon shit for the character episodes.
Okay, I'll give you that. It was still a little, in some ways, too goofy.
It's not the best episode that ever happened, but it's passable. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All right.
Passable.
You don't have to agree with me either. So, whatever you think is
fuck you.
Fine. Yeah, fuck you. Right in your cloaca.
Fuck you and your opinions.
Yeah.
Speaking of your terrible opinions, what's your quote of the day?
Oh. My opinions aren't terrible. I'm going to go with when Wesley's talking to the bookstore owner. Yes, I found earlier about Grammaticus 3rd century Greek commentaries. And he says, of course, the GTCGC. Yeah. I'll be just one moment. Like, you fucking motherfuckers.
It definitely came off as one of those jokes of like, if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Cordy saying, I guess we could probably calm without actually shucking. Just because that was really the first moment that actually like made me laugh in the episode. And
all right.
Particularly because of how very seriously she delivers that line. Because she's like staring off at Gru and she's just very subdued when she says it. It's definitely not in a manner of like, hey, look at this funny shit we said or anything like that. So I thought it was fantastic.
Cool. Good. Yeah.
Yeah. So this has been another episode of Ale with Angel. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Fuck Twitter. If you really want to interact with us, the best way to do that is our Facebook group. Honestly, that's one of the best ways to get news even about the show. And we love interacting with fans in our Facebook group. We do more than that than anything, honestly. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can do that through Facebook, or you can give us an email, beerwithbuffy@gmail.com, or you can call us on our voicemail line or text our voicemail line, 269-743-0783. If you would like to support the show, the number one best way you can do that is give us an iTunes review. If you do a review, you send us a screenshot, we will eventually, hopefully, be able to send you a sticker. And remember, if we get to 75 reviews, we are giving away a free hoodie. We really want to give away a hoodie, guys.
Damn right.
Really, we want to give you our stuff.
We're going to do it.
Again, as of right now, the shop is currently on hiatus. Other way that you can support us is through our Patreon, patreon.com/beerwithbuffy. Give us your cold, hard-earned cash.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, we haven't named a cat in a long while. I kind of want to do that again.
I'd love to do that again. We used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Yeah, I really do. Me too. And as always, thank you to JJ Treadway for transitioning music. This has been A with Angel. I'm Rex.
I'm Josh.
Have a good night.
Come shuck you.
Go shuck yourself.
Yeah. We did it.
Allowances for your years, but I expect a certain amount of responsibility, and instead of which you enslave yourself to this cult.
You don't like the color?
You have a sacred birthright. You were chosen to destroy vampires, not to wave pom-poms at people.
Why can't you people just leave me alone?
You are the Slayer.
Go ahead. Prepare me.
I'm a watcher. I haven't the skill.
Oh, come on.
By appealing to your common sense. Werewolves, incubi, succubi, everything you've ever dreaded was under your bed, but told yourself couldn't be by the light of day.
One gal in all the world.
Common sense.
One gal in all the world.
Was a bit, British, wasn't it?
Wait, what have we done? Why are we watching this?